The chief economist for the Heritage Foundation and a columnist for the Wall Street Journal. Welcome.
Hi, Carol.
Okay, so maybe you've seen more of this, of Camp's tax code than I have. Do you know any more specifics about this?
Yeah, I do. First of all, let me say I've been waiting 25 years for this day. You know, tax reform is one of the big issues for me. I just think it's such a no-brainer. The tax code isn't really working very well for America. And you know, Carol, it's been 1986 was the last time we kind of cleaned out the stables of the tax system. So I think most Americans, whether you're a liberal or a conservative, agree we need to do something about it. Now, on some of the specifics, I would just correct you on one thing. Technically, the Camp people are saying there's two rates. Actually, there's a third rate on people who make over $500,000, and that would be a 35% tax rate. On the business side, Carol, Mr. Camp would cut the corporate tax rate from 35% down to 25%. And as I think you know, the United States has one of the highest corporate tax rates in the world. He wants to do this. Mr. Camp tells me he wants to do this to make American businesses more competitive when they compete abroad.
Well, let's talk about those people who make over $450,000 a year. I think you're talking about. These are professional people, right? Not business owners. They would be taxed more. Their taxes would actually go up, which is kind of surprising for a Republican to suggest something like that.
Well, first of all, a lot of those people in that top 2 or 3% category of income, a lot of them actually are business owners, and so you are taxing business income when you have that higher rate. That's one of the features, actually, Carol, I don't like about that. I'm a flat tax guy. I would like to see one rate applied to everybody. So if one person makes 5 times more income than another person, they pay 5 times more tax. But on balance, I would say that, you know, despite some problems that I have with this bill, I think it's good for the economy. One other thing that a lot of your viewers will be interested in, especially if you're a member of the middle class, most Americans now would not have to itemize their deductions, Carol, because it provides a bigger standard deduction, and so, you know, that means, you know, people like you and I won't have to keep track of all those receipts, and we won't have to fill out all those pages of forms. We would essentially take the standard deduction and do the one-page EZ form, which that sounds good to me.
No, that sounds like heaven. Now, the great thing about this is the congressman is going to present more of his plan later today, and it's a bipartisan plan, so he's worked with Democrats to come up with this. Yeah. Of course, the problem, some Republicans...
We'll see about that. We'll see if we can get... Because, you know, this is something, by the way, when we did this in 1986, Carol, this was a genuine bipartisan thing where Republicans said, let's cut the tax rates, and Democrats said, yeah, let's close the loopholes. And it was one of the last true bipartisan triumphs we've had in Washington. So I hope you're right. We can get Democrats aboard this, too, because, by the way, this would raise the same amount of revenue as the current tax system. It would just be simpler.
Well, we'll see what happens. We'll wait to hear more from Congressman Camp later today. Stephen Moore.
Keep your fingers crossed. We can do this.
We can. Thanks, Stephen Moore. I appreciate it. We'll be right back.
Take care.